Hi guys, this is Asad Siddiqui, and today I'll be giving you a demo for the WordPress theme Avada. So I'll walk through some of the options that are exposed by the theme. This is a very powerful and flexible WordPress theme, and the good thing about it is you can design a full-fledged, fully responsive WordPress site without having much knowledge of HTML and CSS. This is which gives a lot of designers a lot of power because they don't have to deal with the CSS issues and they don't have to deal with the HTML issues. So I'm pretty sure that you are familiar with the theme because you're interested in it and you're looking for videos on it. I just wanted to give you a quick walkthrough on how to set it up and how you can get started with the theme. So I have this theme installed on my test server and I have the dashboard here. So I have all the options here. So one thing I did to get this theme to work was to import all the sample content, and you can do that and make your site just look like the demo by click of a button. So basically what you want to do is go to your dashboard and go to Appearance, Theme Options, and on the Theme Options General tab, which is at the top, so you click on General tab and you click on this button, Import Demo Content. Once you click on that button, and you'll have to wait till the import completes, be patient. Once it completes, your website will have all the pages, your menus will be configured, and the sliders will be there, and everything will be there, and you can get started on it or start building on it. So I'll walk through some of the options and how to do sliders and what I like to do with this theme just to get you up and running. So the first thing, and we'll design a home page. Basically what I did was I like the home page version 7, so I just renamed that, and I have a blank page that I will build through this video, and by the end you'll see what different options you have. So I will get started with the sliders first, and let's say I want to use the revolution slider. Whenever you're thinking about a responsive theme like a UDesign WordPress theme or theme Avada or King Size or any responsive theme, you have to think in terms of sections. So the first, how I like to think about it is the first at the top, I'll have a full width slider, and then I'll have maybe 3-column layout for my services, and then I can have a catchphrase with a button like a call to action kind of a thing, and then I can just talk about some blog entries or special pages or something like that, and then I can have a footer. And this theme will give you control, complete control over how your color scheme should look like, how you can change fonts, how you can change headings, and that kind of a thing without writing much CSS. So here it is, and I will get started with the slider. So the first thing you do is if you go in the background in the dashboard, what you will see is there are Fusion slider, Elastic slider, Layer slider, and Revolution slider installed already on with the theme. So basically when you import demo content, it's gonna install some plugins, and I like to use Revolution slider because it's pretty standard and I've used it a lot with other WordPress themes. So if you go to Revolution slider, because I imported the demo content, they already gave me Avada full width, Avada page slider, small slider, and caption. So I'm interested in a full width. Let's see how this looks. So I can just edit slides, and then I will see like there are 3 slides here. If I edit this, it'll give me a walkthrough of what that slide looks like and what are the different layers. So this is the slide. This is how it's gonna look like, and it has layers. So when you click on these things, you can drag and drop them wherever you want, and you can change this text, or you can even style it by clicking on this edit global style and change the CSS if you wish, or a particular style you can change by editing the style sheet. So there's a visual way of changing that, and you can make your changes and save it, or you can also modify the CSS by clicking on this edit global style thing. So you can change the CSS code, change the color code, position, line height, font size, those kind of things you can display here for each style element. And once you do that, those style elements are displayed here, so you can select your style, and that's what you can do to style your text in a particular way. You can also put HTML content in here, and like you see that it is they are putting a short code that is supported by the theme. When this get copied, and once you update that with the slider, when it's rendering, it's going to convert this short code to some HTML, and that will be styled in a certain way based on the CSS that the theme is supporting. So let's say that I want to use this slider. If you don't like this, you can always change these images, make sure these are transparent. I'll do a separate video on how to make images transparent. And once these images are transparent, you can play with animation for each. Like you can click on layer animation and select from different effects here and change the speed, and this shows the timeline when this element is going to enter the slider or exit the slider. So for the longest time you'll have this displayed, and then this displayed, and then this displayed, and then this displayed. For it tells you in milliseconds the starting and exit points for each slide or layer on the slider. So revolution sliders for another day. For right now, I'll just assume that you have a slider that you can work with, and then I'll go to the page and start editing the page. So I'm not gonna change anything here. We'll again click on the dashboard, so I go back to my dashboard, and this is the page I want to build. So first thing, edit the page and figure the slider out. So how do you figure the slider out with Avada theme? Here I'm gonna use the Fusion Builder, which is their visual builder, so I don't have to deal with any markup or format or CSS or any style elements. So I'll use the Fusion Builder, and it gives me like a bunch of options. The first thing I want to do is to figure out sliders, so I'll scroll down, and these are the different kind of sliders that are available to me. Let's say select revolution slider. I want to use revolution, so I'll go here and select. I can select any slider that was built with revolution slider. I was interested in Avada full width, so I'll copy Avada full width, and then I will update this page. So when I update this page and this update happens, I will just open this page in a separate tab. And now you should see that there is a slider. There's a beautiful slider that comes with my theme. And if I change it in the revolution slider, then all the slides are gonna change, and I can change these navigation that is associated with my slider, and these headings and text and whatever we want to do. Now what I want to do is to let's say have 3 different columns displaying my services. So what I need for that is a full width container. So I'm gonna drag a full width container here, and now I have a full width container to work with. So maybe I need 3 columns inside. So I will drag 1 by 3rd, 1 by 3rd, 1 by 3rd here, and then inside of these columns I need some kind of a text block or something where I can put my content. So basically what I do is go to builder elements, and the text block is right here. There are, as you see, there are a number of things to choose from. I like text block because it gives me the default WordPress editor where I can put images, where I can put text, where I can do anything I want pretty much. So it gives me more flexibility. The trick is to drag and drop this so it gets added to the column. So if I drag it, now it's inside of the column, and I will do 1 time for each column. The good thing about the theme or this builder is it knows that this is the last column, so it is going to put a clear div after this column. So if I look at the properties of this column, you will see that last column is set to yes, which means that there will be a clear div after this is rendered. And if you look at this one, it is last column is no, so it means there is another column after that. Don't put the clear div while rendering it. So this is cool. I've done this before where I had to make this change. And then you click on this small button here, and there you see the text that you can change. And I'm just gonna put whatever I had before, like I just copied it from a sample page that I did. So if you go to here, there's an image that is center aligned. This is also a sample image that came with it, and I will just call it service 1. So this is some kind of a heading, and then there is some text. So if I go to text again, I will see that this is heading 2 that I'm using for service 1, and then there is some text with a read more link. Now here can be the link of the page that you wanted to go to when somebody clicks on read more. So I'll just save this, and I'll just use the same thing for all 3 text blocks. So I will just do that, and then I will just do that and save. So now I have I edited in the visual view as opposed to the text view, I think. Although it looks correct here, but something is up. So I will just make sure I'm in the text view, and then all my images show up like that. And I think I have 3-column layout. So now I'll update my page again, and then I'll see how it looks like. So here, if I go back to the theme and refresh this page, I will see that I'll have a full width slider on the page, and then I should have 3 columns that talk about different services that I offer. So now you have a full width slider, and then you have a nice looking 3 boxes with a center aligned image, a heading, and I will do a separate video on how to style these headings and make them center aligned, or like read more links and stuff like that. Now, if you look at the demo pages, they have usually a nice section where they have a parallax setting. What that means is it's a full width image that does not scroll with the page itself. So let's say we want to put a parallax section here. So we'll go here and add another full width container. So our full width container comes after this full width container. And I will just delete this button. I don't know where it came from. And in this full width container, I can edit the element and make sure that parallax image is selected. Background scroll, I am gonna make it fixed so it does not scroll with the content. And then I'm gonna select some image, which is a parallax image. So the background image, you can say upload, and maybe you can I have this image which is 1920 by 1280, which is large enough to be a full width. And usually these parallax images are kind of blurry and dark, so they stand out. So insert into page, and then I will just save this, and then I can have 2 columns inside of it. So I will just say 1 by 2, and then I can say 1 by 2, and text blocks inside of these, just like I did before. So I will have 1 text block here, and I'll have 1 text block here, and then I can edit these text blocks, go in the text view, and just paste whatever HTML I created before. And maybe with some more text. This had just 1 line. Now we can have 2 lines and remove the link from it. So I will just save that, and because I want to reuse this, and let's say I don't want to have this image because we are using this image on the 3 services. So I will delete it, and then I can add media, and maybe I can use some other image like that, and just select, instead of a full size, I'll just say medium size, 300 by 139, center aligned, and I don't want to link it to anything, and say insert into page. So now whatever the markup is, I will just copy that, and I will go to my other text block here and go to text and paste it. So my 2 blocks will look identical. And then you can decide to have another full width container. So you can go to column options and full width container and drag and drop this inside of your page builder. And then you can decide to have like pretty much anything, maybe a 2x3 column, like a call to action button like they do. So you can have a 2/3 bar and a 1/3 column. And inside of that, I want the 2/3 on the left. So I will go 2/3 on the left and 1/3 on the right. And 2/3 will have some text. So I will drag a text block on the 2/3. And then I will have a button, so button on the right hand side column. So this button I can also configure, because I can click on this little pencil and it tells me where this button is gonna go, what is the style. You can choose from different colors, button size, button type, button shape. There are a ton of options that you can configure. I'll just leave it as default. You can also select icons on here, and here I can say that I'll have some center line text. So this can be right align text, which will align well with the button. I'll just make it center align for right now. So I will just say save, and then you can keep going and add more sections to it, but I just want to keep it simple and I want to make the video quick. So I will just do that and update the page. Once it's updated, and you have to make sure that this shows up, because it's using JavaScript and Ajax to do this. You don't want to be left in the middle. So now you go there and update your page, and what you will see is you have 3 boxes like that, and you have a slider at the top, and then you have a parallax image with some text displaying. The color of this text is not really readable, so let's make this text white and this heading white, and then it will be more readable. And then you can make this H2 as well, so it looks bigger. So obviously I have some changes to do, so I'll go back and I will see what I can do with this text. So go to text, and I can wrap this around a paragraph, and what it gives me is the ability to style. So I can add a style tag attribute to my paragraph, and I can say color will be #5 FFF, which is the hex code for white. And then I will just copy this and then say save, and then I will do the same thing under here. So save, and then I can update it. And I'll wait for that page to show up again before I do anything else. So now it's showing again, and now I can refresh this page. And really this should have became wide, but for whatever reason it didn't. So we'll look at it and see what went wrong. Okay, so my P's are gone. Maybe I didn't put them in the right place. So I can do like P here and a P there, which is a paragraph. And now I can do style, color, #FFF. So this time it worked. You see all the text is not visible here, but if you select it, it'll come back. So this time it worked. And then I will edit this element as well and go to the text view and paste that. Actually this I didn't copy it before, so I will go back and grab all the code from here, cancel this, and I will just paste it on this box. Okay, so I'll save it, and then I'll hit the update button again, And after we are done with the home page shortly, then we will walk through some of the options that are available in the theme that you can work with. And you can customize it like however you want it to. So you can have a bunch of different elements on there, and you can do a different things with the theme and make font heights or font changes and things like that. So now this text is white. You can similarly make the headings white or H2 white. You can change this font altogether. You can style it however you want. For example, if you just select this and right click on it, say inspect element, it's gonna display a style tag. Right now you see that it's just white. Let's say I want to change the font size on it. I can add another tab and make it maybe bigger. So I can make it large, and I can change the line height to maybe 20. No, 20 is too big, so maybe 16. No, that's too big, so maybe 12px. No, that's too less, so 16px or 20px. That's too big. So this 20px looks good, so I can have the section like that. If so I can add these two elements inside of my style tag, and that's how my text block will display. Similarly, I can make this text however I want. I can make this a heading 2, and this will render like service 1 here, and I can change the colors of this button to match with my logo and so forth. So this is how you pretty much set up the home page. Now I'll quickly walk through some of the options that are available inside of the theme. So if you go to the dashboard, click on appearance, and then don't click on it, like hover over the appearance and then go to theme options like I showed you before. It'll display this options which are categorized by different categories. So you can select a general, and you'll have some options there where you can put in like Google Analytics code or Webmaster's code or whatever you want to put in your header, and then things like that. Now the site width by default, this is the, I don't recommend changing that, and you can change this to boxed or white. So if I change this to boxed and save all changes, it'll appear that there's a margin between the left and the right side, and the slider and my full width images are will become narrower. So I like the full width styles better, but you can go with this setting as well if you want, and this works better for you. So this effect really is called parallax effect, where it seems like the image is fixed and the text is scrolling over it, and you can style it however you want. So this is the page layout where the format of the site is boxed as opposed to full width. So you can do that, and then you have of course a logo option, so you can remove the default logo and upload your logo. What I would recommend is you should follow the same dimensions as they have. If your logo is in the same width and height, then this menu won't need adjustment. Otherwise you'll have to go in here and then you click on the menu, and then you have to select this spacing. You'll have to make this correct so this page doesn't look off. Otherwise logo can look like it's on the top, and the slider can look like the menu can look like it's at the bottom of this section, or it will become wider. So based on the dimensions of the logo, like if you inspect element on it, you'll see that this is 97 by 22. It's difficult to have a decent logo in that dimension. Usually your logo will be bigger. So if it is bigger, then adjust the spacing by adjust these navigation heights and different things here to make sure that your header section looks good. So that is the menu setting. Then you can change the page title bars, like you can display them on the left, center, or right. What they mean is if you go to any page, for example I go to About Us page 2. The About Us page 2 is displaying this title, and right now I'm configured to display this on the left side of my page. You can select this to be in the middle. You can select what image is displayed in the background, like you see these small bubbles and a gray bar with some shadow on it. So you can configure all that and change it. So if you come back here, it says the title bar text alignment and the title bar background. So this is the bubble background that they have. title background.png, and you can remove it if you wish, and you can put any color if you want, and you can configure the page title options here. Also display breadcrumbs on search bar. So if you go again to page, you'll see that it displays the navigation here, which is also called breadcrumbs. So all the breadcrumb settings are there. Then you can click on the sliding bar, and it says enable sliding bar, check to stop sliding bar, check to disable sliding bar. I believe the sliding bar is this. So this small plus is the sliding bar, and you can display widgets using your appearance and widgets there. I believe that's what it is, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's something else, so we'll might have to play around with it. Footer, number of columns in the footer you can define here. If you want an image, this is the footer of the site, which will be repeated on every page, and you can configure how many columns it has. So right now it is 4 columns. One is displaying recent post, Avada, categories, and recent works. And then you have this, which is like the bottom part of the footer. So you can do that, and then this WordPress theme supports unlimited sidebars, so you can go here and configure your sidebars. If you're a starter, I don't recommend changing anything here. It's for slightly more advanced users of the same. And then another one, important one, is the typography. So if you click on here, you will see all the menu font options. So you can do Google fonts, and then you can select pretty much any Google font that you like, and you can do different things. So you can select a font for the body, you can select a font for the menu, and you can select anything like any font that you like. And if you want to know how it looks like, you can go to google.com/fonts, and then you can copy and paste or select whatever font you like from here. So that is the font height. You can also select different font heights, and they have set up by default based on the font that they are using for right now, but you can play around with this to make sure that the font you end up is what you like. WooCommerce is for e-commerce options, because the theme has integrated e-commerce built into it. Now it supports various options, and then you can style various things about WooCommerce by coming to this tab. Another nice thing is a custom CSS. And custom CSS, if you want to define your own styles. For example, if I want these headings at the bottom like bigger, so I can always go here and look at the CSS that it generates. So right now the CSS that is getting to this is this footer area h3. So let's say I want to make the size bigger on this, so I can say font size, and I can make it like 16px. So you see how that all the headings became a little bigger. So if I want to make this change on my website, I can grab this CSS rule and I can put it in my CSS, and then I can save the changes. So now if I do that, then, and if I refresh the page, then these headings will be bigger. So I refresh the page, and now I'm waiting. Okay, now the change is made, and you see that these things are bigger now. So how you configure them and control them, you go to appearance and then go to widgets. And once you are there, you see all the blog sidebar here. Footer widget 1 is where the first column, footer widget 2, 3, 4. You are only configured to use 4 columns, so you can put your text blocks here. Here they're using recent works, here they're using categories, here they're using recent posts. You can use a text block and put any HTML that you want. You can use a revolution slider if you wish. And there is a sliding bar that I was talking about, so you can do any widgets that you want on the sliding bar. So you can do this, and those two are basically widgets. So you can come here and put a text block here, and if you want a Facebook like box here, you can do that if you want. And also the social media options in this theme are pretty cool. So it has built-in social media support. You can use any icons or any links that you want with your social media. So if you come to social sharing box, you'll have, like, by default it has selected Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, LinkedIn. So you can unselect the ones that you are not willing to display on the page, because right now it displays a bunch of settings for your social media. Like if you go on the footer, you see all these social media icons, so you can control which ones display and which one don't, and you can also change this on the footer settings. So this is pretty much about it. The pages of this WordPress theme are pretty awesome. It has nice templates, and it gives you a lot of flexibility. So there are animated JavaScript options that you can do, like you can slide images, you can bounce images, you can have some kind of animation, you can have multiple columns like I showed you on the home page. And you can also configure a lot of things, and the cool thing is it's always responsive. So let's say if you're on a mobile screen and I resize this window and I go much smaller, then this is how my page is going to look like on a mobile. So the menu will resize, and now all the menu becomes a drop down, the logo is at the top, and all the content that I had became multiple columns, and it's much more nicer than if the site resized. So this is pretty cool. I really like this theme. Also, when you import the sample content, you can click on any page that you like let's say I like home version 9, and once you do that, it brings up the home version 9 how it was done in their sliders, and then you can always edit page, and then it'll show you the whole styles that they use to create this page. So you can pretty much copy and paste any element that you like on any page anywhere that you want. So that is pretty cool and a very nice option. I'll show you once it loads up. Okay, so they are using a full width container, and they have like this a separator, and then they have this Avada is the #1 WordPress selling theme, a separator and an image frame. And then they have, like, you can pretty much design your own page if you like any individual sections on here. So if I view this page in a separate window, what you will see is they will have, like, they will show you how they have done the home page. So they have a slider at the top. So if you go here, you'll see what kind of slider they have. So you can select like okay, so I don't think this page has any slider, because slider type no slider. Okay, so this page does not have a slider, and this is not a slider. I believe this is just an image. And then you can configure like this is an image frame like I was showing you before, and then you can configure, this is the text block. Avada is the #1 selling theme, so you can see that here. So if you want a similar element inside of your page, you can always edit it and go to text view, grab everything here, and then edit it and paste it wherever you want to. So this is a pretty awesome WordPress theme, and I like it very much. Also, one thing that I wanted to show you was the blog archive page. So if you click on the blog, it gives you all these nice options to work with. Like if I select, for example, timeline, which a lot of people like about WordPress because it's categorized by dates. So then it will display post with time in descending order. You can also do blog, and you can say blog medium alternate, and it'll have like some other format with the date time on the left side, and the featured image like a portfolio, and the sidebar. So you can configure all that, and you can use widgets to display that anywhere. For example, I can display this on my homepage if I want, or I can do a blog large on my homepage with like 6 selected posts, or you can do like a tab view of these posts with their widget. So all of that is wonderful, and I really like the options that this theme gives me, and I have all the power to design however I want. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and then I can maybe address your question. And I will also leave my contact info under the description. If you wish, you can always send me an email or look at my website and sample sites that I've done. And I have maybe created 20 plus sites using this theme, maybe more than 30 sites with the WordPress Udesign theme. So if you have those themes and you're looking for customizing or writing custom plugins for them, feel free to contact me, and I'll be happy to talk to you. So thanks very much for watching, and until next time, thanks.